I will not mention the football. I once gave a footballer a cake. And this,
You once gave a footballer a cake?
It was his birthday,
It's
so
really
we
kind.
give him a cake.
Me cake for my birthday, but anyway, moving on.
Anyway, yeah, but it's a different thing. And it was like this. Oh, thank you so much for the cake. And then literally it was like this.
No.
Well, they tip.
No, obviously no interest in eating the
Had
cake.
you
At least
made
take it
the
out.
cake?
At least take it out of the room. Take it out of the room. So
Rather than
no,
just
I hadn't made the cake. It had just
tipping it
been
over the
bought.
side.
Just a sort of happy birthday. Here's the cake. End of interview.
What?
Yeah.
Cake gone.
Cake gone.
No interest in the cake.
Did you pick it up off the floor and eat it?
Did they win?
You
Did
had
they
a
win after
future-
that, LA
Yeah,
Galaxy?
of course.
Oh,
How could you fail?
Thanks very much. It was a lovely. I think it was. Is it called a harvest moon?
I believe it is.
Oh, harvest moon. Let's see if we can play the harvest moon pick. Feels like the start of a new season, doesn't it? Carol is out and about at New Broadcasting House with the weather and moon news. Morning.
Good morning. You're absolutely right with the definition there of the harvest moon, and it's so bright it lights.
I've spoken a lot recently about sort of the headlines talking about mobile phones and tablets, a change in the way that we watch TV. Bodyguard over the weekend. Over 10 million, you see that? Over 10 million people watched it live.
Yes.
And gazillions more downloaded it via the iPlayer.
Gazillions is exactly.
Things and different devices.
Yes.
And you're talking about the live element. It's because people don't want to miss it and then find out what happened on social media. And lots of people always say to me, how do they work? How many people are watching? They live events people tend to watch on, I remember watching the World Cup on the train, on my phone, desperate for a bit of signal. And so was a lot of other people. So big live events get everyone together as well.
And also sometimes we'll watch TV at home, and then I'll have a little tablet down here with
You're
the
a
golf
multi-device
on,
user.
just because you've got to keep across things these days, haven't you? And if you are leaving home today,
I genuinely don't think I do double watching of programmes yet. No.
I had a triple watch once. I had
Have you really?
golf on here, football on there, and I was watching something on the telly
You
box.
can't remember what the other thing though was, can you?
But what I was saying was, you're talking about iPlayer viewers.
Yes.
If you are leaving the house today, quite a few people do this these days, and you want to watch something on breakfast, then you can keep watching live on the iPlayer, on your little tablet phone or whatever you've got.
Excellent.
There you
Now,
go.
for the wordsmiths amongst you, Steph, staying with us for this, we are looking for help with the triple letter score suggestions as we've started our own game of Scrabble. Can't even say Scrabble.
Fancy a game of Scrabble?
Can you spell it though? That's the key thing
Yeah, I
for
can spell
this.
Scrabble.
300 new words have been added to the game's official dictionary, including arancini, facepalm, and puggle.
Do you know what puggle is?
No, what's puggle?
It's a kind of dog.
Oh, right.
I think it's a pug and a beagle.
A pug and a beagle, really? Well, I feel like I'm learning. We asked some gamers in Manchester if they're familiar with any of these new words.
It's called aquafaba.
I don't think I've ever cooked bean. You mean like baked?
Or like, kidney beans or something.
Oh, right, sorry. Yes.
I'm thinking.
Twerk.
You could be right, it could be green beans.
Twerk is now acceptable as well.
Oh, man.
Emoji.
See, my family wouldn't be having this.
Wouldn't they?
Twerk, no.
What do you do? So when you're having an argument...
See, it's worth 3. Thank you.
There's several letters in there.
Pass Steph a few letters and she's like, you've lost them.
You threw them at me. Anyway, I'm off to do some serious
Right,
news.
go on,
See
go
ya.
away.
Still
Anyway,
to come on
Scrabble off,
breakfast.
Scrabble off.
More than 6.5 million counter...
W's are 3, I think. Travel and weather. Well, that's a good word for Scrabble. Where you are. See you in a few minutes' time. Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast with Louise Minchin and Dan Walker.
Let's tell you about our headlines today. Past 7 now. The hit BBC series Doctor Who developed a cult following when it first aired back in 1963. Millions of people have been gripped by the sci-fi adventures of the extraterrestrial Time Lord for many years.
Yeah, 55 years on, it welcomes the first female to the lead role with the arrival of Jodie Whittaker as Doctor Number 13. Lisa Mzumba, our entertainment correspondent, was at the premiere last night.
Alien worlds, the past, the future. So far, so familiar, But the new...
Been allowed to watch that yet, even though you went to go and meet the doctor yesterday.
Yeah, I had a lovely chat.
Did you do?
Well, all will be revealed.
Okay.
Yes, and we may.
I can hardly wait.
We may have eaten one of those pain au chocolat as well, but you'll have to watch next week.
Yes, and don't forget the new series is on BBC One on Sunday the 7th of October.
It's 10 minutes past 7. It's Tuesday morning. Thank you for being with us today. Let's bring you up to date with one of our main stories, because just 6 months to go until we leave the EU. Details of our exit still remain unclear. Today, as we've been telling you, Labour members will vote on whether to keep all options on the table, which could include another referendum.
Breakfast Jane McCubbin went to Liverpool, where the Labour Party conference is being held, to find out what people make of the vote. Put to our guest there, actually, what does everything on the table actually? Vote down a bad deal, you'll vote down no deal. Does that mean you will vote down any deal? Where we are, from what you're saying, it's you'll vote down a bad deal, no deal, and pretty much any deal then. Also, just clear up a few things, because there seemed to be some confusion yesterday. I'm sure you'll tell me there is no confusion about the public vote and about the possibility of a vote, another referendum, yes? Will it include the option to remain? Yesterday, seeming to contradict things when he said the vote would only be on the detail of the Brexit deal, not another referendum. Let's just play that. Are you talking to Tory rebels at this point? If I could ask you as well, the Cabinet, we understand, agreeing in principle that after Brexit, EU nationals and people from other parts of the world would face the same immigration rules if they want to come and live and work in the UK. What do you think of that idea? Do you agree with that? The Brexit Secretary, thank you.
Do let us know what you think about that interview. Anything else on the programme this morning? BBC Breakfast at bbc.co.uk is where you can find us on email, and we're also on social media this morning. You can find Carol on there too, and we can find her on the roof of New Broadcasting House for us. What have you...
Most possibly is a counterfeit item and well worth avoiding. If you're seeing a branded good on sale at a rock bottom price on a website you don't really recognise, then it's probably worth avoiding. So as I say, follow on under common sense. What about the pack?
Wherever you're watching, do come back if you've ever wondered how many spines there are on an average hedgehog. We're talking hedgehogs a little bit later on BBC Breakfast. What a reason to watch. See you in a moment.
With the latest news, and Labour's divisions over Brexit could be further exposed today as members vote on whether to leave open the possibility of campaigning for another referendum.
And the...
Excellent. Coming up on the programme, Carol is going to have all the weather. It's really cold out there today. Sally's here. She's made it.
It's freezing. Yeah, I've made it in. And I tell you what, there's one man who's probably not travelling with hand luggage only, and that is Tiger Woods. Shall we have a little look at him? There he is. Well, I just fixed my microphone.
Shall I fix it for you?
No, I can fix it myself.
Can you?
Look.
Well done.
Has it dropped off?
Technical skills and everything.
Well done, Sally.
Hello, can you hear me now?
I
I'm
hear
in
you.
London. Can you hear us? This is...
There was gravel there.
Yeah,
How did she
7-year-old.
go so high?
And on and on and on.
I think she has a future.
Remember Frank Drebin? The wrong words?
No.
No. OK.
Hedgehogs.
Yes, hedgehog news for you all now. They've declined numbers of hedgehogs in recent years. And winter on their way, so it's due to be another struggle for survival for our spiky friends.
How many spines? Are you going to tell us yet or not?
6,000 average spines on a hedgehog.
Didn't know
Adult
that.
hedgehog, that is.
You'll remember that. That's the next thing for the next 10 years as well.
Hopefully you'll remember that forever.
Breakfast John Maguire is at a wildlife sanctuary in Somerset where they're asking for help to care for sick and injured animals. And I think, oh my goodness, you've been on feeding and snuggling duty.
That is cute. Get a little bowl of water and it went back and it had toddled off. Really handy advice, though, because, as John was saying, massive reduction in numbers of hedgehogs, and we're going to put out on social media, John said there, didn't he? Some tips. If you find one in your garden or you see someone and you want to help, then we can try and solve that for you this morning. Now to someone who's never prickly.
Of course not.
Ever.
Morning,
Carol Kirkwood. Good
Good
morning.
morning, both of you. Good morning to you.
Like
Sign
on
of
you,
Carol's face. 7:48. It's Tuesday morning. Good morning. You're watching Breakfast from the BBC.
And now the UK's skincare, cosmetics and healthcare market was worth more than, this is really staggering, £7 billion last year. Steph's taking a look at the business of beauty this morning, and she's got a big name guest with her. Steph.
Morning.
Yes, morning to you both. No less than Charlotte.
Back in 1963, and so many of us have been gripped by the sci-fi adventures for the years since.
Now, 55 years on, we welcome the first female to the lead role. That's Jodie Whittaker. She is Doctor Number 13. The premiere was in Sheffield last night, and Louise Minchin, our entertainment correspondent, was there.
Back in 1963, and so many of us have been gripped by the sci-fi adventures for the years since.
Now, 55 years on, we welcome the first female to the lead role. That's Jodie Whittaker. She is Doctor Number 13. The premiere was in Sheffield last night, and Lisa Mazimba, our entertainment correspondent, was there.
Broadcasting house roof for us, and goodness me, it really has gone properly chilly, hasn't it, Carol? Morning.
It certainly has.
Oh, my favourite, a prickle of hedgehogs, apparently. That's nice, isn't it?
Where do you get this stuff from?
Something called the internet.
Yeah, you're on Tinternet,
You need
aren't
to
you?
catch up.
I can really tell. Don't go showing us breakfast on a delay on your phone while I'm doing
No.
sport. Won't be able to
I'm going to
concentrate. at all.
apologise to Steph later.
I think you're in trouble. We're talking about Tiger Woods, looking fresh-faced, getting off his flight from the United States
Yeah, look at
yesterday,
that.
wearing the giant sunglasses. Actually, he doesn't look that happy, does he? For a man who's just made a fantastic comeback.
It looks like he's got a lozenge in, if you look carefully, doesn't he?
He looks like he's sucking on a mint.
Yeah.
He does, doesn't he? He's got one of those landing sweets that they give out.
Who's having ear trouble?
Even if he's been having ear trouble, I can tell you.
I,
big coats.
I changed it, yes, this morning in the early hours.
Have you got a bigger one and an even bigger one?
Yes.
You got the Whopper out?
I've gone for the double.
Oh, right, OK. In 2004, 4 Kentucky university students plotted to steal valuable books from a college library. They failed, and actually led to 7-year prison sentences.
It's an extraordinary story, and now more than a decade later, their real-life story is being turned into a thrilling movie with a twist. The men are not only the inspiration behind the film, they also appear as real-life subjects alongside the actors who portray them. And we'll speak to somebody who's in charge in a moment, but first let's have a look at the level of planning that went into the heist.
What happened?
So these were students, and they decided that they were going to do this sort of extraordinary robbery, basically.
They all spent time in jail, and you mentioned your sort of you conversed with them while they were there, and that's where the dialogue began, and you wrote to them all, and they all wrote back to you, and you started to build a picture of what happened.
The why of it. You know, what would you risk all of that for? And because it was devastating for the families, for the community, and it was what they wrote in these letters, which was about this need to be special, or to have an extraordinary experience of life, or to do something kind of out of the ordinary, and to have a story to tell. And so in a way, the film became about that. It was it's a heist movie, and it delivers on all of that, and it's very adrenalized, and it's a real roller coaster. But it's also about that thing of, I think, particularly young men. You know, you get into your early adulthood and you realise, well, probably you're not going to be special.
So there's a kind of moral in the story. Tell me about them, because they're actually in it as well, aren't they? So it's sort of a mixture of drama and
Yeah, I think it was just, there was something about their voices and the thing.
In that year, the number of items stopped at the UK border more than doubled.
Mr. Tim Muffet has been to the port of Felixstowe, where they can check and have a good look at unsafe and illegal goods.
John, it's lovely to see.
Hedgehogs are not the only cute animals that we've been talking about this morning. We've been chatting about puggles.
Well, we were originally talking about Scrabble.
Yes.
But puggle is a new word that's been allowed in the Scrabble dictionary.
Which is a combination of a pug and a beagle, if I'm right. So obviously, thank you to
for
our
your
breakfast
pictures.
viewers. Puggle sounds a bit like muggle, which is for Harry Potter world, isn't it? So that's what I've been thinking of all morning.
In a moment, we'll hear about a new documentary which looks at the efforts of pioneering scientists who tried to develop a cure for Spanish flu during the 1918 pandemic.
Yeah, it's thought to have killed between 40 and 50 million people on the planet. More on that shortly, but let's have a last brief look at the headlines wherever you're watching Breakfast. See you in a moment.